Great to be with you now for Story Time with Steve. So this is now 50 years since John Cappelletti won the Heisman Trophy and Penn State put together the first ever 12-0 season. First ever in college football 12-0 season. You're saying, wow, who recognized that group as the national champions? Nobody. Finished fifth. Fifth? 12-0? Heisman Trophy winner? Finished fifth? Really? Of course, it came down to the Notre Dame-Alabama game in the Sugar Bowl, which Notre Dame won. But John Cappelletti, with 3 consecutive 200-yard rushing days, a first as well, won the Heisman, beating out John Hicks of Ohio State. John will come back to the university from time to time, especially to commemorate the incredible accomplishment. And if you recall, the Big Ten did their, Big Ten greatest, right? Big Ten icons, and John was number 16. And I sat down and I did an interview with the BTN people for that, and it's part of the documentary. Jack Ham and I are finished with our pregame show. And this one, we were doing it at the Jordans, outside the Jordan Center. Now we're outside the tunnel at Beaver Stadium. So we're walking back, and it turns out, as luck would have it, we walk in right behind John Cappelletti. So John, turns back. He's very gracious, thanked the two of us for the comments we made on the Icon show and the whole thing. Yeah, we're just chit-chatting, whatever. And John has tickets on the west side. He's not over on the east side. He's on the west side. Right? So he's going to be on the same side we are. That's why he's in line. So we finally get up and to the front, and Truman, one of the great guy. Truman's a great guy. Please, so don't, He goes to scan John's tickets. Scans it. Nothing. Scans it again. Nothing. Scans it a third time. Nothing. So John says, very politely, he says, well, why don't you try this one? So he gives him a second ticket. Scans it. Nothing. So John then hands him the third ticket. Scans it. Nothing. I finally looked over and I said, Truman, we've had one Heisman Trophy winner. For God's sakes, let him in. and Truman's like, oh, I know. All right, go ahead. And John looks back and says, thanks, Steve. I'm like, God. I said, John, we've had one. Uno. We've had how many players? Thousands of players have come through here. You got the one big trophy. It's carte blanche. Get in there. What are you going to do? Turn them away? And believe me, and Truman's a great guy. Right? He was tremendous. Right? It's just, you're standing there, you're watching it, and you're thinking of all the irony. Right? You have one Heisman Trophy winner, and they can't scan the tickets to get him into the building. It's like, just let him in. Okay, he's one of the reasons we're all standing here today proud about it. Let him in.
It's like you go back to game one, I think it was the 77 World Series where Joe DiMaggio had seats promised to him when they didn't have the tickets.
Oh, jeez. It's just like at Penn State, Cappelletti with the Yankees, DiMaggio. I mean, well, come on, let them in. The reason there are a lot of reasons you're thrilled with it. He's one of them. There's a lot of reasons you're proud of it. He's one of them. And he's such a great guy. That's the other part, too. He's such a nice guy. Oh, but that's today's story time with Steve?
That is Story Time with Steve. Story Time number 5 coming up tomorrow for as we continue this. Looking forward to many more stories. And yeah, John Cappelletti, absolutely had the chance to meet him several times. Absolutely one of the best people I have ever had the chance to meet. And we'll be back tomorrow for Story Time on Sports Talk with Steve Jones.